Welcome to another episode of Would a Panther Kill a Raccoon in the Wild?
Season 2.
The show we still haven't pitched to TV.
The podcast game show where two friends argue about the third's most burning and sometimes pointless questions in order to get a much-needed point in our season-long contest.
In some rounds, the two answerers don't always get to choose which side of an argument they're fighting for, which leads to some quick thinking and often has them mainly persuading themselves, but more importantly, the questioner to believe in what they say.
In other rounds, the answerers get a more open question where they can be far more creative with their choices, but they only get a short amount of time, and whatever they say first, they must stick with. No takebacks.
Our special round this season is reversal. The questioner will pose an open question, but the answerers will be choosing each other's answers. Ideally something they really hate or know very little about, which will lead to some very creative thinking.
That's the game.
Good job, Salty D. Right, welcome back to Would a Panther Kill a Raccoon in the Wild, Season 2, Episode 7. It's been a while since we've introduced ourselves. It's been a whole episode. So, I'm Captain Kirk.
No, not doing this again. We're not doing this again. I was genuinely saying how listeners haven't really understood who we are. And you're just taking the piss now.
No, so I'm Thick Jim. I'm Thick Jim, and I've got... You done? I'm trying to do our serious comedy show. So scores on the doors: 8 for me, 5 for them pair.
Them pair.
Before we get started today, I'd just like to take a moment to talk about the 2006 iconic seminal piece of cinema that Dan and I watched last night, starring two budding Hollywood stars in Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum. I'm talking, of course, about She's the Man. Dan, in our brief news section, which is called Would a Panther Movie Reviews. Dan, why don't you give us your thoughts on the 2006 masterpiece that was She's the Man?
It was a interesting story about the serious issue surrounding toxic masculinity and feminism in sports.
Yeah. So these comments aren't new to me, mainly because I made them. So the difference was in our viewing, Kirk. I have seen She's the Man before and appreciate it for the cinema masterpiece it is. Dan had never seen She's the Man. Dan had managed to live 26 years on this planet and not seen She's the Man. And
hang on, could I just back up a second? How did you get to the point where you decided She's the Man is the film you're going to watch that night?
We said, we'll stick a film on. And then we kind of scrolled through and I went, look, She's the Man's on Netflix. And Lauren was like, She's the Man's great. And then we were like, should we watch She's the Man? And Cara was like, I've not seen it. And we're like, oh my God, Cara, you've not seen it. And then Dan was like, I haven't seen it either. And we're like, right, we're watching it.
Lit me.
So we ended up watching that absolute.
And so I spent a lot of the film with Lauren debating, is it really, really pro-feminist or really, really anti-feminist, or is it so misogynistic that it becomes feminist, ironically? And it because it's one of them, I think if it was made today, it would be considered really cancelled. I think it'd be considered really feminist, because I think comedy has changed since 2006.
I think it would until the end. Because at the end, when obviously Amanda Bynes says that she is her brother,
when she gets her tits out on the
field, that exact bit there, everyone else doesn't go, "Oh wow, a girl was playing with the guys and it was really impressive." It was, "It's a girl," is how they reacted. So I don't think it would.
Yeah.
Well, I think actually the Amanda Bynes story arc was irrelevant. I mean, me and Lauren were making a joke about how even though the film is 99% about women playing sports, there's not going to be one instance where they pass the Bechdel test. Do you know what the Bechdel test is?
For someone.
I'm sure it's called the Bechdel test. It's basically a thing about how, in cinema and TV, it's so male-centric that it's really rare for two female characters to be conversing and it not be about a man.
Oh, shit.
So, it's rare enough that you have two female characters talking, But then when you compound it with it's two female characters talking and it's not talking about, oh, he's so handsome, I love him so much. It's like genuinely important.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, Eunice, props to Eunice. She was I felt so sorry for Eunice.
I did not.
Eunice was a bit of a freak.
Eunice was a character.
But like everyone bullied Eunice. I genuinely think it's actually more about toxic masculinity than it is about feminism in sports. As the vast majority of it, in my opinion, watching it back, is Channing Tatum thinking he might be gay.
Yeah.
And
trying to convince himself he's not.
Struggling to come to terms with the fact.
It's the end where he's like, no, that's weird, no.
Also, when Sebastian gets his dick out for everyone, no one seems to have an issue with it.
Yeah.
But what's his face? What's the guy who plays the principal?
I can't remember his name, but...
It's not David Spade.
No, it's not.
Oh, you know the guy who I'm thinking of. He's in Scary Movie 2.
The guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? I'm going to be
in the film, listeners, if you haven't seen it, I'm not just thing. Like he's the one in the wheelchair. No, he plays a guy in the wheelchair.
The Men in Black.
David Cross.
David Cross.
Now, he was the best character in that film because he was a very supportive principal. That was just, like his banter was top notch.
Yeah.
And I think he was probably more accepting of Channing Tatum's potential homosexuality than Channing Tatum was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily. I think it's one of them film. Like Cara and Dan both spent the whole time watching it, going, "I don't know if it's funny because it's supposed to be, or if it's funny because it's really not funny."
Because it's bad.
Almost takes like the Room kind of angle.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. So 10 out of 100.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a watch. If you've not seen it, just watch it through 2006 eyes.
Yeah.
After that, we watched Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery.
Yeah.
Which is one of the best films of all time. Yeah. Ill-tempered mutated sea bass for the win. Right, chaps. It's been a bit... we're to part the kimono again to flash the gash for everyone.
We do this a lot.
What, flash the gash?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. To flash the gash to everyone, we are recording in mid-March.
Yeah.
11th of March is the date that we are recording this, despite the fact you were probably listening to it in May.
This is the day after it snowed really bad for that 12 hours.
That's what I was going to go with.
Yeah.
When was the last time it fucking snowed in March, right? Brutal.
Beast from the East.
Yeah.
2018.
That's 5 years, Kirk.
Yeah.
Children have been born. People have died. There was a pandemic in between the last beast from the East. We all know global warming's a serious problem. Why are you laughing, Daniel?
Where is it going?
Because you've got that face that just says...
Why are you laughing, Daniel? Global warming is a serious problem. Are you saying it's not a serious problem, Dan?
I didn't say that.
Dan, it seems like
Your face says that.
Global warming is a serious problem. Kirk, would you agree?
Of course, yeah.
You get the point. Global warming is a serious problem, but we know what the long-term... We know also that the long-term effects of global warming could, in fact, lead to a new ice age.
Yeah, mass flooding.
So, here's the question, champs. Would you rather live in a world with only hot weather or only cold weather?
It's actually not a bad question. Interesting.
So, Kirk?
Yeah.
I'd like tails for cold, please.
You got tails for cold.
Ooh, okay.
So, Kirk, tell me why the world would be better if it was cold.
Well, the classic argument I think everyone goes with is when it's too hot, you can't take stuff off once you're already at a base layer, right? When it's too cold, you can put as many jumpers as you want until you're adequately warm. Therefore, we can simply add stuff to our problem rather than not being able to take it away, right? Now, I'm one of those people that enjoy the cold more than the hot. I always have.
Are you like me and you say you're built for cold climates?
There is that, but I'm, even before I was built this way, I've always been a really warm-blooded...
I was built this way.
I've always been really...
I'm built different.
I'm built different.
I'm built for turf.
I've always been a very warm-blooded person.
Yeah, me too.
And I always get way too warm when everyone else is like, "This is nice."
Well, if I recall, Kirk, the night I saw your penis, we had the air conditioning on full blast.
we did.
And that's why when Amelia said it's small, isn't it? I gave him a bit of like, no, it's fine. It's fair enough. The air conditioning was on.
Why does my penis come up like nearly every episode? It was quite nice in episode 6. It didn't come up once. Dan's did, but when it did, it glowed. But yeah, it was.
Spoilers.
Anyway,
For all the right reasons. Spoilers.
It's not
in the
spoilers,
episode after.
What if somebody's listening in reverse order?
it came out last Friday.
What if someone's listening in reverse order?
What, 10 years from now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to that person
Then
10
they've
years
had
from
pl-
now.
They've had plenty of time. Isn't that the rule?
Well, put it this way, James. How would all the posh noshes go skiing? They wouldn't. And then the world would be an unbearable place.
Fairs.
I think it's unbearable because they do go skiing. 'Cause they don't stop talking about it.
That argument is the same one as wine, and you didn't win that one either.
I think the worst thing
I know you did. I made you win.
the worst thing about skiing is the fact they come back with one of those ski tans.
Mm.
Oh, the goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's alternatives.
And there are always those people who go, yeah. So we just popped to the Swiss Alps for the weekend. It was it was top notch quality powder.
Now imagine those same people without their annual skiing holiday.
Could you ski on sand?
Yeah.
There is sandboarding, yeah.
Sand ski.
But
You
you don't.
They'd all be going to the desert instead of the Alps.
Yeah, but you don't put the coat on.
So we just popped over to the Sahara.
Yeah.
Then you can't put the coat on and everything.
They'd all just have to learn how to surf, mate.
So we just popped down to
Or
the Hawaii.
water ski.
Yeah, water ski.
There's other posh activities they can do.
Polo.
Plenty.
With that one.
Cricket and croquet.
Croquet, yeah. Why was potato croquet's named that?
What?
Have you not heard of potato croquet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why are they named like what's that about?
I don't know.
Is it because they look like the end of the croquet hammer?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Watched Alice in Wonderland the other day with Lauren, and they play croquet in that.
Do they?
They do.
Yeah, with the flamingos and the hedgehogs.
Okay.
Queen Hearts.
So,
I'm really glad you brought that up.
I actually forgot how good that film was. I haven't watched it in so long, and it's just
which
just
version?
the original animated
Oh, that's good.
Disney.
Yeah.
I was going to say not the weird remake.
No,
Tim
not
Burton's
the
one.
Tim Burton one. No.
Yeah.
I love Tim Burton as a director, but sometimes he's way off base.
Mm.
Anyway, so okay, skiing holidays are still a thing.
Absolutely.
Great.
Awesome times, right?
Okay,
Okay.
over to you then, Dan.
So I'm the opposite. I actually prefer the hot weather anyway.
Okay.
So I'm pretty miserable at the minute because it's cold and the snow. Summer all year round sounds fantastic to me. I don't know how I'm going to convince you because you hate being hot.
Don't know what you're talking about, mate.
You're always putting the fan on. Barbecue season, mate. All year round.
Barbecue season is peng.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't
sorry,
beat
wait.
them.
Barbecue season is bussin'. I'm
To-
trying to
give
use
context.
more
We had a
Gen-
whole chat about Gen Z lingo and keeping up with the trends, and now James won't stop.
Yeah, that conversation was legit. No cap.
There you go. Yeah, like I say, posh people can find other things to do in the sun. Go watch tennis. That kind of thing. Yeah, there'd be no more like freezing cold, sat on the sideline when you're trying to play football. You can just sunbathe instead. If it's global warming, it may as well get warmer.
Not how this works, Dan, but okay.
You bought a hot tub for a reason, James.
Actually, we've been using it recently. It's it's
Why would
really
you want a hot tub in the summer?
it works. It
I
works,
suppose you're right.
but like it does work either way. Like it's an all year round vibe for me.
Yeah.
It's bougie.
Bougie. It's pretty bougie.
He consulted his dictionary.
Yeah, like the hot tub in the winter's actually been pretty nice. Not gonna
Mm.
lie. The only problem is that like so, me and Celeste normally do 2 cycles of bubbles before it gets like because it's like on a timer. We do like 2 cycles of bubbles, which is probably about half an hour in the tub before we're like, oh, it's getting a little bit cool now, so we should probably get out. In the summer. In the winter, we're barely getting through. Like, we're getting through the first cycle. We've been like, ugh. And it's like, in the space of 15 minutes, it's gone from 40 degrees to 30. Because obviously, it's just, it can't keep the heat as well.
Listen, hot weather means less money spent on heating.
That's true. We are in a cost of living crisis, my guy. It does mean more money spent on electric with the air conditioner on.
Yep.
That's you.
And
That
fans.
is. I don't have that stuff.
Because you're an NPC.
I'm an NPC. Yeah, when I go home, I walk through the door and then I just stand there for 12 hours and then I leave again.
Yeah.
I do find though that because of the summertime, people want to go out and enjoy it. More cars are used in the summer, so you're burning that planet.
Also,
more.
not going to lie, before I bought an air conditioner, if it was a really hot day, I'd just sit in the car with the aircon
Yeah, but
running.
in the summer, more people are willing to walk places and cycle places. In the winter, they're not. They take their cars. And they sit there for 20 minutes warming the car up, pumping fuel out. So,
Not me, I've got a hybrid.
But the reason, Dan, I don't necessarily love the cold. I like the cold. I don't love it like you love the summer. The reason you love the summer is because of the absence of summer. You take that absence away, you no longer love the summer as much.
I disagree. I spent a year in Spain. And it was pretty much hot all year round.
Yeah, but like now,
And
so the way this vibe, the way this thing's working is I didn't say summer weather, I said hot weather, right?
yeah,
So
that's what I mean. It was hot in Spain, but it still rained and it was
yeah,
hot.
but like everything's going to get hot. So like Spain, it's going to be hot.
I'm not talking about the physical being in Spain. That was the point. That's not the point of what I was saying. I was saying that when I was in Spain, it was always hot. Even when it rained, it was hot.
Africa, it's going to be red hot, mate.
I don't need to go to Africa.
Around the equator.
Fortunately, I live in. What is that?
Antarctic, mate. Might as well just be the ant.
Yeah. So like, I mean, look at it this way: if it's hot, the ice caps will melt. Goodbye, Skegness.
Yeah, I mean, Skeggy is a shithole. Kirk's losing his shit over Antarctic.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
The ability to go outside is just all I need, and I just can't do that in the cold. It's just I hate it.
I no cap.
I hate having to go. Like I cannot wait for summer, and if that wait is no longer existent, that'd be great.
You mean so yesterday, Dan? Did you go out and play in the snow?
Huh?
Did you go out and play in the snow yesterday?
No, I did not.
You did not.
He worked like an adult.
Oh,
Yes.
I did go out and play in the snow. It's fantastic.
Job. I tried to go to work on Thursday, got about maybe 400 meters from work, couldn't get up the hill because of the ice, slid back down, turned around and went home.
So what you're telling me is you got a nice day off thanks to the cold weather.
I worked from home.
Oh.
On Thursday, I
just didn't have the resources I fully needed, so it was just a tiny bit more stressful.
See, actually, on Thursday, the day that it snowed the worst, I went into the office like a madman because I'd already planned to. So I held my word.
The biggest with the snow, right? We went to the defensive session thing at Jake and Lottie, and me and Lauren decided to walk because Lauren really likes the snow. Like she loves it. So we were like, oh, let's just walk to Jake and Lottie.
Would she say this snow is bussing?
It was 15-minute walk in the snow and then 15 minutes back. And I think, honestly, that was enough for me, at least. I don't know. I think Lauren's a bit sad that it's gone now. But for me, that was enough. Just honestly, the fact that you wouldn't even know it snowed looking out there.
No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't know that
it snowed.
It was
like,
blooming blizzards.
evening. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yesterday and Thursday, and you wouldn't even know today. And I think that's fantastic, and I wish it would stay that way.
Just snow for a morning and then that's it.
Just snow once a year, done.
We're in Britain, it pretty much does, let's be honest.
Good. That's how it should be. I don't need none of this snowing for a week, and honestly, I could never live in like Canada.
See, okay, so I would actually say, as much as we love this great nation of ours,
Mhm. Love, yes.
yeah, as much as we, you know, the three
So
of us,
patriotic.
we are red-blooded patriots. We've never once disparaged our nation or its rulers.
or its people.
Yeah, we're shit at snow. Like, because like basically what happens is this country gets snow on average 1 week a year.
Mm.
And what happens is everyone goes, we're not going to get any snow. We're not going to get any snow. We're not going to get, shit, we've got snow.
Mm.
That's what happens. So we're totally unprepared for it.
Yeah.
The first snow,
Despite being told for the last month.
snowflake falls and trains start crashing. Fucking hospitals are set on fire. It's fucking brutal. When I lived in Austria, it snowed like to the point where in January I was walking in ski trousers and jacket through the into the factory from the bus stop, knee deep in snow.
Mm.
Like I was wading, but the roads immaculate. I woke up and was like, it's fucking really snowing. Maybe I'll get a day where I can work from the hotel, or I won't have to go into the factory. And I looked out the window. It was like the roads are perfectly clear. It was like they were heated almost.
Mm.
And it was like the trams are all running on time. The buses are all running on time. Like nobody is phased by this snow because they do it properly.
Yeah, they've adapted to it.
Big up Austria. If you're giving out like honorary citizenships, I'll take two.
Mm.
Dang.
Austria's a great country.
I've not been.
You should go.
Yeah,
We'll go. Let's
Kurt,
go record.
you should go.
Let's go record an episode there.
Yeah.
I'd like to come back to my point on absence and how I argued that absence of sun would make Dan like it even less. Well, the whole point about cold is you have that absence of heat. So once you get indoors into that cozy fire, the cozy hot chocolate, the film on, and obviously it's always Christmas. I quite like Christmas time. It's very Christmassy to see all the snow.
Would you watch Die Hard?
I don't know anymore.
With your Szechuan sausages.
Yes, I would, but I don't know if I watch it at Christmas time. I don't know. We never actually got to a decision on that.
I think we did. I think we established it wasn't a Christmas movie because you couldn't argue it was.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But anyway, I do love the whole cozy cabin feel. I love that kind of let's just get nice and cozy inside because we know it's cold outside. And yeah, snowball fights are awesome. You can't argue that.
You cannot argue that.
They are awesome.
Which is better, snowball fights or water gun fights?
Snowball fights, you don't get a hose pipe ban.
Snowpipe ban. See, you can tell I went to school with a bunch of psychos because, like, in my school, when it snowed, people used to spray deodorant on the snowballs and then light them on fire.
Interesting.
Mine were filled with rocks.
Yeah, I was going to say something. Yeah.
Now, they're lethal weapons.
Mm.
Yeah.
But running down the street after year sevens with flaming snowballs in your hands, puts the fear of God into them. Like, and they'd only burn until you threw them. Once you threw them, they'd burn out because it's only deodorant.
Yeah.
Just worked really well.
So there's that. Thank you for that point. You can have flaming snowballs, which is always a great thing.
You know, deep freeze lights on fire as well.
That's ironic.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm just thinking of all the shit that we did as kids. One time, one of my mates, while the other one was passed out, fucking sprayed a bunch of deep freeze in his arse crack and then lit it on fire.
Mm.
If it was always cold, James, you
Yeah.
could save a ton on your fridge bill
Yep, true.
because you can just keep stuff in a cupboard outside.
Oh.
Yep.
You could use a fridge like a normal person. God.
Or if you know it's going to be cold outside and never going to warm up, then just keep your milk outside.
To be fair, so we have milkman milk.
It doesn't have to be set. Wouldn't it get too cold outside?
No. So we have milkman milk.
Mm.
And it's far more stressful in the summer than it is in the winter.
Yeah.
Like we got the milk in covered in snow this week, and it's fine. It's just chilled milk.
Yeah.
Like, it was like fridge cold. In the summer, it's like if you wake up an hour late, you've got cheese.
Yeah. Well, then, that's okay. Hot weather would put milkmen out of business.
The ice cream man, on the other hand.
The ice cream truck would be on your street every other hour.
Diabetes.
I'd also like to talk about food and drink
Okay.
in cold weather. Now, you can go indoors and you can get it all nice and cozy, have an ice cream. Great stuff. However, in hot weather, you're not going to sit there and have a hot chocolate, are you? You're not going to do it.
I don't know.
I don't like hot drinks, so
Old people have this vibe as well, don't they? Like my grandparents always used to be like, "It's fucking 32 outside." Like, do you want a cup of tea? Like, no, it's fucking 32 outside. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you have a hot cup of tea and it'll cool you down.
technically, yeah.
But it's like, yeah, but the last thing I want is steam in my face. Well,
Yeah.
I also have a kind of personal thing as well with my birthday being in December and never having a hot birthday. And it always being cold, and I have to find something to do indoors.
Whereas I'm the opposite. My birthday is always on the hottest weekend of the year.
Yeah, well, lucky for some.
Yeah.
and then I just get that beautiful spot where my birthday's normally the first barbecue of the year.
Like, as
Like
someone,
my birthday's normally that weather where it's like just getting there enough that you can be like barbecue.
as someone who's grown up and like sort of still life revolves around being outside, doing what I like to do.
Like building Lego.
Yeah, I'll build Lego outside. That'd be fantastic.
Snow can be Lego. Make little bricks. Make your own
Yeah, but,
Lego fortress out of a free thing that comes out the sky.
but Kirk, you can't put that on display in your shelf and keep it there forever.
You could if you
It's always cold.
Put it in your fridge.
yeah, or like maybe what you could do is like cast it in plastic when it's done.
Yeah.
That seems like way more effort than it has to be. But yeah, like, I don't know, just cold. So with your cozy thing, like,
Cozy wozy.
have you ever had a cold shower on a hot day?
Yeah.
Because honestly, they are the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, to be fair, I love like the not quite an ice bath, but like a cold
Look,
bath.
look,
like,
let me
just
paint
dip it in.
You get home after you've been out doing your sports, you walk in, you peel off your clothes, you peel your ball sack off your leg, and you just get in the cold shower, and just all your troubles are gone. It's just the best thing in the world.
Yeah, I get you.
Like,
It's like that feeling, isn't it, when you're
hot showers on a cold day is like you have to deal with the pain first. With cold, it's like instant relief.
yeah. It's like you know
Like, you put your cold hand on a like remotely warm tap, and you're like, that stings. Why is it so hot?
it's like when when it's fucking red hot and you're like, oh, I'll just go for a swim in the river.
Yeah,
And you jump into the river and it's like
just instant bliss. Or even in the sea.
yeah.
I need to go surfing again.
I love surfing.
We need to go to Cornwall.
I'm shit at surfing, but I love it.
We need to go to Cornwall, have a surf trip.
Yeah.
Panther surf trip.
Sure, I'll stay in the pub.
Yeah, no, Kirk's afraid of sand.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Oh,
It's getting better.
Got to bring that up on a reversal at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. It's getting better. But
Like, is
is
that
it-
why you wanted cold?
I mean, maybe.
Oh, that
Maybe.
makes sense.
I'm definitely not a beach guy.
Yeah,
See, that's a good point. Is if you're not a beach guy, then
it makes sense.
then summer is inconvenient.
It is.
Like being
But
in Coventry.
are you not a Buttercup Meadow kind of guy?
Buttercup Meadow. I mean, sure. Yeah. But here's one thing about the sun.
I don't know that Teletubby.
But also, have you taken a nap in the shade in a park?
no, because in
Fantastic.
Coventry,
Does the sun move? Well, the sun doesn't move. We move.
if you
right.
if you
But have you taken a 2-hour nap in a pool while floating on nothing but a volleyball?
but a Bible.
A volleyball.
Oh, I thought you said a Bible.
No. So I had a volleyball between my legs, and then just it was a small American football under my neck, and I was just floating in the pool. I fell asleep for 2 hours.
Jesus. Could have died.
Granted, I was a lobster.
Yeah,
That's the thing. You wouldn't get any more sunburns in a cold world.
Yeah, I do burn like a bitch.
Mm.
I mean, Celeste and I went to Spain on holiday.
That's what
like,
gazebos are for.
when we were 18, so like 10 years ago. And fucking hell. Oof. Sorry. Crisis. One sec. Sup, yeet, breezy, buzzing, no cap. Sorry, I'm just trying to
You're on a
recapture my
stroke.
youth. I'm trying to recapture my youth. We went to Spain. She fell asleep. Like she says, me and Celeste, like we are a bit different in terms of holiday. Right. What are you laughing at?
Wee.
What are you laughing at? I don't.
I don't know why.
Wee.
I don't know why that was so funny.
We're a bit different. We're a bit different when it comes to holidays. Like, I'm the kind of guy that probably Kirk's winter setting suits more. In that, like, I like going to historic places where I can wander around and see sights, and you know, I love going, like, take me to Rome and I'll wander around, and Celeste will be like, fuck Rome, get me to an Italian beach.
Yeah.
And I think it's ADHD that says that if the objective of the day is being on a sun lounger and doing nothing, I immediately just can't cope.
I
Like,
think James and I should go on holiday together.
sunbathe, like Celeste will do this thing where she'll be like, I've got my book, I've got my hat, I've got my sun cream on, I'm going to sit. And I will sit, like, and I'll do that thing like a fucking toddler, where I'll sit on a sun lounger on the beach under one of those fucking umbrellas because I burn like a bitch. And I'm sat there and I'm going, no, I'm going to go get an ice cream. And I'll come back and I'm going to go get a beer.
I'm a bit of both, really, with that. Like, if I go on holiday, for example, the most recent holiday, the one I went to Alicante, the one I fell asleep in the pool, I went there specifically to do nothing. Like, my goal was to go. The moment we got to the house, I stripped down and I was in that pool, and I spent almost the entire week in that pool. I was like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything.
But being in a pool is
chill.
different. Being in a pool is different because to me, that, like, I like being in water, so that's okay. Like, but you know, like when it's like, you know, the standard thing, don't you? It's like the kind of thing you go on the all inclusive with the family as a kid, and your mum's primary objective is to lie next to the pool on the sun lounger reading a book for a week.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there like vibrating with energy because you're like, and they're like, go for a swim. And you're like, I don't want to fucking go for a swim. I've been for a swim for the past 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like, and
But yeah, that's what I mean. Is like, I'll go on some holidays, but I want to go and do stuff. Like, I want to go here, I want to go here, or I want to go. Like, if it's a beach holiday, I'm going to the beach not to sunbathe, but to surf and splash about in the sea like an idiot.
But that's where British beaches work because they're not hot enough to sunbathe.
They can be
Very
not
rarely.
Yeah.
But they are stonked with people.
Yeah,
They are. Yeah.
that's the other fucking problem. We don't do heat very well in this country.
Yeah.
We don't
Like
do
when-
snow very well. We don't do heat very well.
When I was in Spain, it was that hot. I went barefoot from the sun lounger in the shade to the water to go for a swim because, like,
It burns you, yeah.
ADHD was kicking in. And I got in the water and was like, why did my feet sting? And I checked and my feet had blistered and popped.
I was going to bring this up actually,
Hot
which is how pets would not be able to confidently go out in your world because they would burn their paws on the pavements. Cold world, no problem. Then they can walk on snow as much as they want.
I feel like pavement would start becoming different.
Maybe you could invent pet shoes.
Just put turf everywhere.
Yeah. But if it's always hot, but does that mean the sun's always out, or is it going to rain as well?
Got to rain because have you never been where it's been hot but raining?
Oh, that's
I've
beautiful.
been to India. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So
Yeah.
it's like
You get that smell of rain as well, don't you? Oh, the rain smell. That's amazing.
There's a nice.
you
smell.
still have rain. You just wouldn't have like snow.
The problem is, do you know what the problem is with rainy hot? Is the humidity just kills you before. So you like, you know, when it's
What are
like,
you talking about, mate? It's free sauna.
no, I can't deal with that. Like, I can't. The moment my testicles start sticking to the inside of my leg, we've got a problem. Not happy. Like when I went to Vegas and it was 40 degrees, but it's in the middle of a fucking desert, so there's no humidity. That was actually all right. Like you walked out, and as long as you weren't like direct in the sun, you didn't like. I didn't need sun cream on while I was there. Like, but like, you know, even in the shade, you're talking it was like 35 degrees, but it was still perfectly bearable as long as you weren't like direct.
The thing, I don't mind humidity so much. I don't think. Like,
Worst thing in the
I
world.
can get on with it.
Worst thing in the world to me.
One thing about the cold is, I'm going to take your fancy here, James. I think you're just like me in terms of how sweaty you can be. We can wear any color shirt we want.
Yeah, that's a good point.
In the summer, it's strict black, white, or a color that doesn't show sweat so much.
Or
That's what I'm
sleeveless
stuck to.
tops.
Or no
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah. Which isn't always acceptable.
Grey is the worst.
It is.
Grey is the worst. Or that heather grey. Right. Closing arguments then, because I feel like we've chatted enough shit on this now. Give me like a summary statement.
Summary statement. Wildlife prefers the summer. Birds tweedly deedling.
Okay.
Tweedly deet. You can't beat a little tweedly deet of the burbs.
Some of this wildlife needs to hibernate, and they won't in an always hot world.
Okay. Don't they only hibernate for this lack of food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the summer would negate that.
Yeah.
Points to Dan.
Damn.
Tweedly deet.
I was going to say snowball, no fridge.
Snow fridge.
No fridge. Oh, that's a shame.
Right, so after that round, Dan has crept into second place with 6 points.
I think this is the first time this season I've not been in last.
That's depressing.
Kirk is on 5, and I am on 8. So,
Kirk's used to being last.
who's next? Is it
Me.
It's Kirk.
The
It's
open.
me with an open question.
God, that was only the first question.
Yeah, I know. I'm still here. Okay. So, question 2. It's an open question. I got a few here, but I'm going to go with this one. So, here's the question. How would you go about faking your own death, and where would you go afterwards?
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
With all things considered.
Do we need? So, can you give us a reason as to why we're faking our own death?
Let's say you owe the government a lot of money,
Okay,
and you're like, the best thing to do is just die and reinvent myself somewhere else.
right.
What are the limitations of travel, if any?
That's what I want to know. That's up to you. How do you get out of whatever you think might be a problem?
How much money?
How are you going to give a problem to someone else?
How much money do I have?
Obviously you owe the government a lot of money, so you obviously haven't been paying tax.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say you've both got maybe like 40-50K saved up.
Okay.
I was going to be. Do you remember that guy who did it by like sailing out to sea on his little canoe and then disappearing and then turning up like 3 years later? I was going to be like, I'll get my canoe. Fuck off. I feel like I'd like to die in quite an epic way. Here we go. This is what I'd do.
Okay.
I'd enter a rally championship,
Right.
right? With some of that money, I'll buy myself a rally car, like a cheap one.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of money, because I'd always love to go rally racing. Right, go through the Welsh forest, you know, the classic WRC stage in this amateur rally. My co-driver would be a dummy,
Right.
right? And what I do is I drive it down, and then when there's a gap in the spectators, like so where people aren't watching, I'll overshoot a bend and let the car go sailing down a cliff through the trees, and I'll have jumped out. And then the only thing they'll find is my dead co-driver's body.
So how would they confirm that you're dead?
The car would be in flames.
Uh-huh. But why would they find your co-driver's body and not yours?
They wouldn't, because the mannequin would be highly flammable and also burn up.
Oh, I see.
So they just find like the remnants, and I just have a spare race suit in there so people can, like, evidence.
Okay, nice.
And then plane to Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea is really, really isolated. Like, there's some people who live there that literally have like zero contact with like mainstream society. There's something like the evolution of the natives of Papua New Guinea are so far apart. There's like 500,000 years of evolution difference between them and the rest of the world.
Oh, shit.
So it's a pretty isolated
Pretty
place.
isolated. Yeah.
Pretty good weather. I'm sure capybaras are from around there.
From where?
Papua New Guinea.
Is that in South America? Papua New Guinea in South America?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it in...
Capybaras, are they those green?
They're like giant guinea pigs.
Oh, yeah.
Were you going to say green parrots?
Yes.
They're the kakapo.
Ah.
Capybara is the biggest rodent.
Papua New Guinea's north of Australia.
Then no, there won't be any
Oh, it's
capybaras
not
there.
South America.
Well, there might be in a zoo, but not wild. Capybaras are... Oh, there could be. I don't know. They're definitely most native to South America.
Go on then, Dan. How are you doing it?
So I would forge a kind of you've won a trip to somewhere in the Middle East, maybe like Dubai or something. Somewhere I can go scuba diving around there. And then
Nice.
I'd obviously then just pay to go with some of the money. Get there, go scuba diving, get a little bit good at it. So I'd maybe take a week, get a little bit good at it. And then just one of the days that I've gone scuba diving, get to a safe enough place where I can ditch the gear and swim away without anyone knowing. Go get all my stuff, and then I've gone missing. As far as they're concerned, they'll come looking for me. They'll find all the ditched gear and be like, oh, he's gone. He's dead. There's no way he survived this. Maybe try and jam like something stuck somewhere. I don't know. Something like that. So it looks like I've drowned and floated away, been eaten by a shark or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Then I would use the rest of the money to make my way to Australia, and I'd live in the old Down Under. Because I've been there before. It's really nice.
I've never been to Australia.
Yeah, recommend.
Well, I'll be hanging out with the...
I dress as a koala, climb a tree, and just live in a tree.
Live in a tree as a koala.
I'd be hanging out with the tree kangaroos, native to Papua New Guinea, and the birds of paradise, and the golden masked owl.
See, I couldn't go somewhere quite like that because at least in Australia, I can find some sports and stuff to take part in. Whereas Papua New Guinea, they don't know what sport is.
Yeah, but you see, what I'd do is I'd live there long enough that I can get citizenship
Yeah.
Takes
and
like
get
football
a new identity.
Mm,
And then once you got the new identity, you're all right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Papua New Guinea, you could probably live without any documents or papers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Australia is really strict and hot on that stuff.
Mm.
You can't even go in there with an apple.
Plus, the other thing that you've done that I haven't.
Mm.
I feel bad because I'm debating you on our podcast where we debate. The other thing that you've done that I haven't is because you've done it in another country, your death, you've increased the investigation significantly.
Yeah.
Because you've got an international incident on your hands.
Yeah.
So, like, not only are Dubai police going to be looking for you, they're going to have British police come over to try and help. And it's going to be a whole thing. Whereas for me, car crash in the Welsh forests.
Well, they won't know who I am when I put my glasses on, so.
Car crash in the Welsh forest is just...
Clark Kent.
Car crash in the Welsh forests means that we're having a... like... It's an open and shut case. They won't bother looking for me.
However, James, yours is quite dependent on variables of when do you jump out the car, how do you make sure it blows up, how do you make sure it goes down where you want it to go with all these trees in the way, how do you make sure a spectator isn't seeing you, because they'll be all around the track as they always are.
But they have gaps in the track.
Yeah.
Where it's not safe for them.
Oh, I see. So that's how... What about... Are there any cameras, or is no cameras in that amateur?
No, not at the amateur level.
Okay. How are you blowing up that car to make sure it goes?
Kirk, I'm an engineer.
Okay.
Got you there.
Couple of loose fuel lines. High pressure fuel pump in the engine bay.
Bit of deodorant and a snowball.
Bit of deodorant on the snowball. High pressure fuel lines by the high pressure fuel pump on top of the engine. Loosen them off just a little bit so that you're still getting power to the engine. But then if you give it like enough beans, the pressure will just pop it off. Spray fuel all over the engine bay. Engine's hot. Fuel
So you
ignites.
might actually just kill yourself.
Yeah, you're doing that all at the same time you're going 100 miles an hour on this dirt track.
You're not faking your death at this point. You're actually committing suicide.
No, I'm not though, because it just like the car.
I'm immune.
The car will go.
He's holding a fish.
Yeah, the car will go up in flames, but it won't explode. It will just go up in flames, and then all it is you just jump out on the bend.
Okay, fair.
And as long as you're wearing a big padded race suit, like I'll have extra padding underneath the race suit. So it's like I've basically got football pads on under the race suit, so I'm getting in like this. Not a helmet.
Would forensics look at the...
I don't think they'd look that hard because it's just an amateur motorsport incident. It's a fairly common... People sign waivers.
That's true.
Like,
potentially.
The only thing there'll be is that Celeste won't be able to sue the organiser. And then...
Wouldn't there be a dirty great hole in the road where you've jumped out, like a big skid mark of... That's where I am now, jumping out of the car that's going at high speed.
Yeah, there might be.
And there's no brake marks.
But it's a hot...
Wouldn't they question that?
As long as you're not the first car down the rally track, there'll be all sorts of cars going over that track, skidding out, dropping over, slamming brakes on. They won't be able to. They won't be able to check what's mine.
True.
You just get hit by another car.
And Dan, you're scuba diving in the Middle East, where sharks are prevalent. This is a dangerous place to go.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that when you do ditch the gas tank and stuff, you're not getting eaten by a shark?
That's why I need to get all the training and stuff in the week and make sure I plot it all out. I may even, thinking about it, get friendly with whoever's running it and pay them off to be like, you tell them I'm missing. You tell them I'm gone.
Yeah, fair.
I've got a rucksack over there on that bay. That's where I'll be getting out. My scuba diver kit will be all here. You can come and get it. It'll be undamaged.
Fair.
You get to keep your kit. And then you just tell people that I've gone missing.
I think the difference is, though, is missing police investigations.
Yes.
7 years later, I'm presumed dead.
Yeah, 7 years he's got to hide out.
Yeah.
Me, car crash, flames, presumed dead immediately.
You got to play the long game, mate.
I'm DOA, right? But by the time they've filed the paperwork and let Celeste know, the police have come round, hats in hand, and the ambulance has gone. Bond Johnson, flown out the country, mate. On my way to PNG.
Could
Not
you imagine?
The image format.
Now, with the other side of the question of where would you go? Dan's gone to Australia. Hopefully he's gone through customs okay and got away with it.
I'd have a fake.
He's in the suitcase of a Chinese woman who's trying to bring in spices.
Anything to declare? No. No.
I might let you in. Now, most people,
I'll get into Australia because I'm white. It's fine.
That's the thing. I was going to say, a lot of people in Australia are white. Papua New Guinea, what's the situation there, James? Because I can just imagine David Attenborough going to Papua New Guinea to do some wildlife stuff. And he goes, the indigenous people here just all the kind of documentaries and that kind of stuff. And then James walks out.
You just walk out.
Tattooed, very white, and...
Well, good day, mates. Well, good day. My name's Bruce McDuff.
Bruce McDuff.
And I'm here investigating the people of PNG, not the image format. As you can tell by my accent, I live just over there in Australia. I'm here. I'm brand new to the old investigating people game, and just fancied staying out here for a couple of weeks. What about you, Mister? What's your name? Attenborough. I've never heard of you.
Never heard of you, mate.
Are you related to Steve Irwin? Are you, mate?
No, Richard Attenborough. Very well known actor.
Oh, no, not heard of him. Was he on Neighbours? What about H2O? Just add water. Oh.
So I'm the one that's gone to Australia and he's just become Australian.
Australian in Papua New Guinea.
Well, it's close enough, isn't it? It's like literally you could probably swim there.
No, it's fair.
So
I do like that. I do like it.
So like, all I do have to do is wear like cargo shorts.
Yeah.
And
somebody goes, "Aren't you that missing English guy? What's England?"
England's not real, mate.
Last I heard, I sound like a Frenchman.
It's really tough because I prefer Dan's death method, but I prefer James's escape plan. I'm going to Papua New Guinea.
And the
Living
only thing you could think
indigenous-
of to foil my attempt was David Attenborough might show up.
Yeah. That wasn't even me.
See this white guy.
No, that's what I mean. Kirk. The only problem Kirk saw with mine.
Yeah, and I solved that problem by not being the only white person there.
Yeah.
David Attenborough won't come to Sydney and be like, "Oh, what's he doing here? He's English."
Yeah, but
I'll just be stood there in a mustache with an ice cream, like, oh, in my koala costume.
I'll just stand there looking at a tree kangaroo going, crikey.
It's too real.
Crikey, what's it doing in the tree?
It's like a regular kangaroo, but it's in the tree. He's like, yes, it's called a tree kangaroo. No fucking way. I've got to call Bruce.
You are Bruce.
No, I've got to call Bruce from
McRuff.
I've got to call my mate Bruce from New South Wales.
Is he the guy driving the car that's looking for a mate called James?
I've got to call my mate James. James, who
from England.
who died in a mysterious rally car crash about 6 months ago. I'll call him from beyond the grave. What do you mean I look just like him? Well, I'm off to Thailand. See you in a bit, lads.
I'm going to give the point to James.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I enjoyed his commitment to the Australian accent for quite a while. I did like the death. I like the death, and everything I sort of threw at you had an answer for. So I appreciate that. That's good. That's good. I like that. Yeah. So, guys, if you're going to fake your own death, the idea basically is to
Don't do either of those.
buy with the last 50k you have, spend 15 of it on a rally car, super up a bit, jump out while it's been very carefully set on fire, and then jump out of it.
What you got to do is take a can of deodorant and spray the deodorant as you're driving along, so that you light a match and it goes.
No, as you
Jump out of it. Make your way
Or
to Papua New Guinea.
if you've got somebody who doesn't mind being potential collateral damage, then just get them to drive it into the tree with your ID badge.
Fair.
all that, and then you come on with that.
Although one thing I would like to know is how you got from a Welsh forest in the middle of nowhere.
I told you. I did say that. I said
I missed
by
it.
the time the police have come, knocked on Celeste's door, hat in hand, I've snuck off to the airport.
He's skipping out the
Yeah,
actual journey.
Yeah,
He's
how,
like, I've
how,
snuck
how,
off.
how did
What
you
do you
get to that airport?
Snuck.
The closest one would be what?
He snuck.
Cardiff? Is Cardiff a close one? Liverpool?
Hitchhike.
Snuck. He sneaked there.
He snuck there.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
How did you get there? Sneak.
He hitchhiked. So James gets the points. So James now on 9 points.
Whoop, whoop.
Dan is on 6.
Yep.
6, and I am on a lowly 5. Got to try and bring this back in this last
It's not that
reversal.
bad, Kirk. It's not that bad, Kirk.
I can make this better if
Can
I
you?
win the next round. Yeah,
Okay, Dan, well,
I'm just tired of being in last place, to be fair.
you weren't in last place for ages until today.
Until about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, until you asked that question.
Okay, so a big thanks to our sponsors for Season 2 of Wood Panther Killer Raccoon in the Wild, Manuka Farm. They provide a wide range of honey-infused CBD products that help manage pain, anxiety, and sleep. And by using the code PANTHER10, you can take 10% off your first order across the site.
If you're like me and you're struggling with your sleep a bit, for me, what's working best is the oil gummies and the sleep spray.
I've not tried the sleep spray.
Yeah, and the oil is really tastes good. Tastes like honey. You wouldn't know that there's CBD in it. The gummies have got a bit of a twinge, but I still really like them because they taste like honey. Also, their skincare stuff is really good. I've been using it. It's top notch.
Nice.
And if CBD isn't your thing, well, they do just sell honey as it is. So that's Panther 10, PANTHER 10 for 10% off at manukafarm.co.uk. That's Manuka, MANUKA, farm, PHARM.co.uk. Every time the Panther 10 code is used, we look really good. We don't get any money for it, or it's not an affiliate link, but it really helps us in terms of growing our podcast, and it really helps Manuka Farm grow their business. So it's a win-win for everyone.
And you help yourself out with your pain, anxiety, and sleep.
Yeah, give it a go. Tell them your boys sent you.
And thanks to Manuka Farm for sponsoring us.
My questione is a reversal question.
Yeah.
So you get to pick each other.
Reversal.
You will both be going into a maze.
Right.
In the maze, you've got to get to the center to get whatever it is that's in the middle. It's a secret treasure.
Okay.
Secret prize. But you both really want it. You want to be the first one there. What 3 items are you going to take with you? You're allowed only 3, not including your clothes.
Okay.
You get like a jacket, some cargo shorts to hold stuff in, and a backpack. Obviously the backpack's currently empty. 3 items are going into the backpack, or if it's small enough, you put it in your pocket, wherever you like. What 3 items to help you get?
This is so funny because like I can think of 3 things that I know it would help me, but obviously this is the reversal. Right?
Yeah, you got to use those things to get you through the maze.
Question.
What?
Real world things only.
Real world things only.
And they can only either be backpack sized or pocket sized.
Yeah, you have to be able to carry them.
Okay, so it's not like
effectively.
It's not like a canoe.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you've got to work out how to get to the middle of the maze the quickest with these 3 items. Be creative. There'll be some weird little creatures in the maze that might try and stop you, but they're not like super lethal. Don't worry, they're not like super goblins with swords and axes and stuff like that. They're like just little things that will try and like have a little scuffle with you.
Okay.
And it's got to be 1 item. You can't just have like a group of items. There's some grey area in there. Like, for example, a tin of beans. You get the tin with the beans in it.
Yeah.
Not just 1 bean or just the tin.
Okay.
I mean, if you want it to be just the tin, you can specify that it's just the tin or 1 bean. But I'm gonna say they're off limits because I've said them.
Okay.
No beans.
I think I've got 3 things.
Yep. Me too.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Should do 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Edible underwear.
A model aeroplane.
A rubber, like an eraser.
An oboe.
A shoelace.
A Blu-ray.
A Blu-ray disc.
Complete inbox.
Okay, cool.
So it's the disc in the box.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Any
Of Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins? Okay.
The original live action one. With director's commentary. So what have I got, Kirk?
You got edible underwear,
Yeah.
a shoelace,
I need to write this down.
Yeah.
and a rubber.
And you've got a model airplane, an oboe, and a Blu-ray of Mary Poppins with director's commentary.
Amazing. Ooh.
When you say model airplane, by the way, think of like your classic Airfix.
Okay, yeah, right. Gotcha.
It's a Spitfire.
Thanks, man.
So what is it out of these 3 items? So in most mazes, you have like something that you're going to mark your tracks with.
Yep.
What you got? What?
I'm going to use the rubber because I can break the rubber off into little pieces, like breadcrumbs.
Uh-huh.
So just like a little bit of rubber, a little bit of rubber. I could even probably drag it along the floor as I'm walking, and it'll just leave a stripe on the floor.
I'm doing the same thing with the Mary Poppins Blu-ray sleeve. I've taken that out and ripping the paper up.
Okay. And now with your other items, how are they going to be useful to you?
Edible underwear allows me to eat should I need to. Depending on the time that I'm on there.
Nice.
The single shoelace could prove effective if I need to tie something together, be it like some sticks or my own shoes, should my current shoelaces need repair.
So he's just after self-preservation.
Self-preservation.
Is how he makes this maze work.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I rely on my intellect to make it through the maze, right? don't get me wrong, I'll trade. Like, if there's a gnome and he's like, I'm really hungry, I'll be like, well, you can have some of my briefs.
Yeah.
Like, I'll cut you off a chunk and I'll trade you. But, like, the name of the game is, like, I'll work it out sooner or later.
Yeah.
And as long as I've got my eraser behind me so I know where I've been.
Have I still got my Blu-ray?
Yeah.
So I've only used the sleeve.
Yeah.
So far.
So you got the box and the disc.
Yeah. I would use the disc as a reflective periscope
Oh.
to be able to see over the top to see if I can go in certain directions or avoid certain things. That'd be one thing I'd like to do. The rest I'm still thinking about. And Oboe, pure self-enjoyment. I've never played Oboe, so I quite like to learn that.
It's a woodwind, though.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be able to work that out by the time I got to the middle of the maze. So two things, one.
Nice.
Just imagine him skipping down like the Pied Piper.
I could play myself a victory song at the end, which would be very, very nice.
I'd love to hear what is it? George Michael. You know the one.
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper on Oboe.
On Oboe.
You're both in the maze at the same time, by the way.
Oh, fantastic. I'd like to scare the shit out of them then with random oboe sounds.
You can interrupt with each other.
Amazing.
But you're not allowed to use any physical violence on each other.
Amazing.
We're not allowed to use any physical violence on each other.
On each other, yeah.
That's fine.
The weird little creatures you can.
Okay.
They're looking for a scrap.
Okay.
I think I would like to just launch the Spitfire. Once I can, if I can use the disc to find where James is, launch the Spitfire and just go. So he goes, "The fuck was that?"
I would then
distract him for a little bit.
I would then collect Kirk's Spitfire and retain it for training material.
I've cleared it over your head. It's like it's gone.
Plot twist. That is now the treasure in the middle.
It's the Spitfire.
So come on then, Dan. So we've got our items. So we're making our way through this maze.
All
What
right, you're
happens?
balls deep in the maze, and one of these creatures has come up to you both. You're both confronted by one of them. They're about 4 foot high.
Okay.
They're only little, weird gangly arms, and they're just after a scrap, and they're running towards you. What are you going to do?
So first thing I'll go is see Kirk. Wait, what species are you? And he'll be like, what species is he? Give him a species.
4 foot high something.
A Tweedledee.
Okay, he's a Twiddly-dee. And he'll be like, I'm a fucking Twiddly-dee, mate. And I'll be like,
Why is he Devo?
because they're looking for a scrap. Like, you could fight me, but you see Kirk over there. He's a Twiddly-dee racist. I know him. We do a podcast together. You got Spotify. What a Panther Killer Raccoon in the Wild. Check it out. He like episode 12. He definitely slags Twiddly-dees off for like 10 minutes. The thing is as well, straight no cap. He also said that you couldn't sing, and he said your mom was gay.
At that point, his mum appeared.
So I've diverted his. Now Kirk's got 2-on-1. I've not used physical violence against him, and I've passed the first test, right?
Sure.
But he's looking for a scrap.
Yeah.
Legend.
But look, because he's looking for a scrap, I've given him the opportunity to scrap, just not with me.
Oh, yeah.
Fair. I've got a Blu-ray which I snap in half, and I've got a shank. And I'll tell you why. And why Blu-ray is a very good shank weapon is because I quick story time. I did a gig in a prison once, right? And the reason I know that CDs are such a valuable weapon is because I was almost
Shanked.
No, I was almost actually prosecuted for bringing a CD into the prison.
Oh,
Really?
They gave me this huge list of what I'm not allowed to bring. I just didn't read it properly, and I brought a PA system in which had a CD player built into it. And I thought I'm not going to bring an iPod in because it's got a screen on it. I don't want to bring anything obvious into the prison. So I brought a CD that was already in the PA. We did the show, and then the guy, one of the prison guards, asked me, "Oh, that's a really cool little system. Like, how does it work? What are you playing the music from?" Because I was just a CD inside, and he goes, "I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that." Because the last CD they got hold of, 3 guys died.
Okay, now.
So I'm just like, oh, fuck. So anyway,
I know discs are really, really good weapons, so I'm going to snap that thing in half and shank this guy.
Two of them.
Two of them, yeah.
Two dead Tweedledees. Wow.
Okay.
Straight here. Wow.
I think this is sorry to talk about the wizarding world again. This is the difference between a Ravenclaw and a Slytherin, right?
Yeah, just straight in.
I've just gone, like, and he's like,
Your words are your weapon.
Mary Poppins! He's already bigged this creature up to hate me, and he's going to come up with a vengeance, going, I'm a twiddly-dee!
Especially if he's just watched you kill his Tweedly friend.
Yeah. But then, because you're a Tweedledee racist, is that now a hate crime?
Yeah. So the next.
So Tweedledee Prime Minister comes.
At me.
The Tweedledee police.
Is the next challenge Tweedledee court? Right. So Dan, we've passed the first
challenge. I've clearly shown everyone who the man is in this maze.
Right. Have you seen the film The Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Right. You both come to a like a fork in the road. You're now separate. You're not near each other. You both come to two different, like.
Where's David Bowie?
Yeah, find him.
Got an oboe. I'm David Oboe.
You come to two doors. You know you got the doors with the.
Yep.
There's one that's like, if I'm lying to that one or whatever.
Yeah, one
always
always tells the truth, one always lies.
Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of situation. But one door says, if you go through here, you switch items with the other person.
Right.
You get the other person's items in the state that they're in.
Right.
Or the other door says you go back to the beginning, but you get to pick 2 items of your choice, anything you want.
Right.
But like, let's say you've been in for like a good hour or so and you're quite deep in. What are you doing? You both get the choice.
So there isn't a choice of just carrying on with what I've got.
No,
I'm pretty comfortable with what I got. I'm not gonna
you
lie.
keep what you've got,
Okay.
But then you gain either the 2 new things of your choice, or
do the 2 new things still have to abide by the rules?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or you can just have Kirk stuff in the state that they're in. He'll still keep yours if he has yours. He'll just get a copy of yours.
Okay. So there I am and get a copy
See,
of James.
if it was like I could go back and get like an e-scooter, that would be different. But if it has to be baggable, then because I was hoping for a quad bike with a full tank of petrol. I'll go with Kirk's stuff.
Okay.
This whole time I've been ripping up this paper, which I'm sure will last longer than a rubber.
Disagree.
Also, once you're through the second or the first door, technically, that you get the other person's stuff, you know that you don't have to go back through that door to get to like the next.
Oh, right, yeah.
To get to the next section.
Yeah, it's like section complete.
It's like, yeah. Whereas you'd have to do all that section again and then go through the other door, but you don't get any of the rewards of the second door.
Okay, I would go through the door. I get 2 new things.
Okay.
Back to the start.
Yeah.
What would those 2 things be?
A compass.
A compass?
Yep, so I've still got my Blu-ray disc,
Not a
so I can see
sat-nav.
where it goes.
Sat-nav.
I mean,
Sat-nav's not going to help me. Like,
why not? What about an iPhone?
I changed my answer. An iPhone with Google Maps installed.
Yeah. Satellite view, bro.
Yeah. So I can track my. No, a phone with even. I've got a running app which sort of tracks where you're going.
Okay.
So like that, so I don't go back on myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I'd get. I'd get a laser gun, a laser pen.
Laser pen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I would do is, I'm guessing, can we see the middle? Like if I hold the disc up, can I see?
Why didn't I
middle?
say a fully loaded AK-47?
Can I see the middle? Like, can I see like a statue or something in the middle I'm aiming for? Or
Yeah, it's like a flat plane, and you can see like there's a flag.
Okay, cool. I will put the laser gun on top of one of the hedges, pointing at that flag. So as I travel through the maze, I'm following this laser,
Okay.
and I can see where it's going, and my compass will make sure I'm going the right way.
Okay.
That laser.
Are you still going with the compass and not changing to a smartphone?
Oh, the phone. Sorry, the phone.
Nice. And what about Kirk's items that made you?
Yeah, we can do with that.
Well, I haven't even used any of mine at the minute.
Yeah.
So, like, now I've just got 2 Shanks. And an oboe.
And an oboe.
And
We can have an oboe off.
We could, but I would also say an oboe is a pretty good weapon based on its shape. It's like a joust. So I'm just gearing myself up, but I'm still playing the mind game. You wait till the next Tiggly Wiggly comes for me, bro.
Tweedledee. Tiggly Wiggly. Yeah, Section 2's creatures, the Tiggly Wigglies, are a little bit bigger. A little bit quicker. The Tiggly Wigglies will not let you through unless you give them something.
Okay.
And you have to convince them that it's worth having.
Okay, so
they don't know what it does.
So Tiggly Wigglies, mate.
Hmm.
Mr. Tiggly, Mr. Wiggly. You mates with those other guys in Section 1?
What Tweedledees?
Yeah, you mates with them.
No, they always want to scrap.
Yeah, to be fair, they are dickheads. You'd still be pretty upset if they were murdered in cold blood, though, right?
Nah, I'd be happy, surely.
Okay, that's
none of our business.
It's none of your business.
Not what they do in Tweedledee land.
Yeah, okay, so let me rephrase it. You'd be really worried if essentially a fantasy creature serial killer was on the loose, right? Who's just got to your door and is on his way back pretty quick. This lad I'm with looks a bit like me, but with glasses. He's
call him Glasses Beard.
We call him Glasses Beard, Quiet Leader. He's on his way here, and he's going to get here quick based on the fact that he's got a smartphone and a laser pen for some reason. I don't know what the laser pen's for when the smartphone kind of does everything for you, but lol. He is literally, he's got a kill count. You wait till you see him; he's fucking covered in blood because he didn't get a cleanup kit as part of his new items. So he's covered in blood. Yeah, like you probably should let me through based on that. But if not, do you know how a Blu-ray works?
No.
Right. So see this box. This is called a Blu-ray. See Mary Poppins, the director's cut. The Schneider cut. Hours of entertainment. You see on the back, it says director's commentary. 4 extra hours. So, great film. You want this. And what you do is you take this little plastic case and you go and like put it in the Blu-ray player and you've got hours
They
of
obviously have.
Yeah, you got hours of entertainment. Don't have a Blu-ray player, it's easy to make one. You just need like 6 pine cones and a leaf. You want it? Hours of entertainment, guys, on this magical box that you just need 6 pine cones and a leaf to work.
What? How does that work?
Magic. HD. 7 pine cones for HD. 2 leaves if you want it in 4K. But it's an old film, it won't be in 4K.
Anyway.
Is he allowed through or not?
Yeah. I've just talked you into a Mary Poppins, but the thing is I've kept the Blu-ray itself and given you the case and told you the case is how you watch the film. If they don't know how it works, why does it...
Yeah, okay, I guess. You're through, okay.
You get something, okay.
Yeah. I've convinced you, like, they'll be like, wait till Kirk gets there, they'll be like, do you know how fucking Blu-ray player works? They got a load of pine cones on.
Yeah, onto that, you've turned up.
Yep, I've got
got to this passageway.
Wait, does Kirk not have to choose to go back through the door?
Wait.
Or does the door just open for him? Because he's already
open.
Okay, it's not like he can choose to go through my door and get my items as well.
The other door is now boarded up.
Okay.
One back to the beginning.
Right, it's gone through. At this point, I'm holding that little Spitfire, right?
Yeah.
And I see these people, I see these beings.
Tiggly Wigglies.
Tiggly Wigglies. And I start just like moving the propeller as I move towards them. And they're like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm that guy that probably the other guy told you about, right? He's like,
You should just know.
And they'll just be like,
Well, I can
oh,
see,
you're the serial
I can see
killer.
they're holding a fucking Blu-ray case and go, well, I didn't give him that shit. He must have done. And they'll say, oh, well, they'll probably say something like, did you kill those Twiddly D's? Did you kill them? It's like, well, yeah, I did. I had to. They attacked me. I had to make it happen.
You're trying to hypnotize them with the fucking
what are you doing there? Because, oh no, this is the source of my power. As long as this keeps going round, then I'm ultra powerful. However, I am prepared to let you have this propeller.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have the propeller, you're ultra powerful. But I will need to be allowed to go through. So they'll hopefully say, okay, I just break the propeller off and say, there you go, now. See, nothing's happening.
How does it work? How do I use the propeller?
You just attach it to your finger and just spin it.
Take some practice.
Two pine cones and a leaf.
Right, you're through.
Thanks.
Right.
Now you've both made it to the end. And there's a treasure chest by the flag.
Yeah.
And this is at the start of the maze. You basically were told. I kept this a secret. You were basically told your deepest desire is in that chest.
Right.
As it's a reversal round, what's in the other person's chest?
Oh, how
This
bad.
is just a one-off. This is a one-liner for the win.
Kirk opens the chest. Amid the glow, out steps Amelia, head to toe, black latex, 16-inch strap on and a whip.
The fuck? May I add, when I open this chest, I've already learnt the oboe and I play the Zelda theme.
See, I would have done, the Pokemon. Do, 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 do.
We hear that from opposite sides of the maze. James has opened his chest to find a lovely smoking cat turd.
Fair play. Fair play. You didn't go as crude as me. I just got this image of like full gimp suit.
Yeah.
Oh, you've just made that really hard.
The cat turd was too big for your wallet. You put it back.
Basically, the way I see this round is James started off a lot stronger, but then like your ending arguments got a bit downhill.
What do you mean? I convinced some Tiggly Wigglies that they could use a Blu-ray. Hours of entertainment.
Yeah, sure. And then Kirk, you were the opposite. Yours started off like
Kirk just tried to shank some
kind of a bit. Yeah, and then he started shanking them, and then oh, it's so tough. I think
the man gave me a weapon that isn't allowed in prisons. I used it.
I think just for the cat poo, I've got to give it to Kirk.
Yay!
Good job, Kirk. So that then means at the end of this, fuck all has changed.
Nice.
No,
Danny.
we're closer.
Dan and Kirk are still drawing. No, because I got a point.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Dan and Kirk are still drawing on 6,
Yep.
and I'm on 9.
Yeah.
So,
Well, with that.
So nothing has changed, but at least I'm not behind.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
changed.
That was a good question.
This
there,
is so stupid.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. Right. So, thank you very much for listening to episode 7 of season 2 of Would a Panther Kill a Raccoon in the Wild. And we'll see you next time for episode 8.
Yeah.
I've been Thick Jim.
I have been Captain K.
Oh, you didn't say Kirk, and it really confused me. I've been Smokey D.
We'll see y'all next time, bitches.
On the flip side.
Tweedly-dee-dee-dee. Tweedly diddly dee, tweedly diddly dee. Tweedly diddly dee, tweedly diddly dee. Tweedly diddly dee, tweedly diddly dee. Tweedly. Yoo-hoo.